Hello everyone, welcome back to another video, and today I present to you another LEGO creation. Today's creation is the LC10 submachine gun. Now most of you probably do not recognize this particular firearm. That's because this is not a real firearm. It is a fictional one. But for those of you who play the game called Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, you guys probably recognize this thing. This is one of the many submachine guns that are featured in the game. So anyways, like basically every fictional firearm, it's based on a real life firearm. Now from what I can tell, this thing is based on two firearms. The more obvious one is the Accuracy International sniper rifle, OP. In the in-game model, it basically looks like a very cursed, chopped down version of the Accuracy International OP with a wire stock instead of a instead of a solid stock. And the other gun it's based on is a very obscure gun, which I think it probably is a gun from the Cold War era, because the Cold War era has a lot of cool guns, but they are very, very obscure. Not a lot of people know about them. I didn't even know about that thing before making this thing, because well, I was curious of if the thing was actually a real gun, because I've never seen a submachine gun that way. So anyways, I'm going to reveal it. It is based on, from what Google tells me, the Walther MPK. The Walther MPK, basically it doesn't look like this 100%, but you can see the similarities. So if you guys want to look at the MPK, you can go Google it. Again, it's called the Walther MPK. So anyways, I'm going to move on to this build. So this grip here looks familiar if you watched my past videos. It is the grip from my OP, but with slight variations made to it. I added these details here, which are pins. And on the in-game model, I think I got all the pins in the correct areas, but I'm not sure. Mainly I added this thing on my op build. I actually use more of these inverted slopes. I actually like using these inverted slopes a lot. They're very useful in making grips. The problem is I only have 6 of them. 4 on the grip and 2 on the stock. This black section here. So anyways, that's about it for the grip. It's basically a better version of my op grip. I connected this with what is it called again? Bracket pieces. Yeah, I've been using a lot of those recently, and frankly they are pretty useful in creating stuff like this, in you could say substituting parts that you do not have. That's the beauty of LEGO, I guess. So anyways, let's move on. Naturally, after I built this, I built the trigger, and well, it's basically the same thing from my op. The trigger is the brick built one. You can see it's connected with a Technic axle and 2 bushes. So this is a 5 wide build, but I managed to put a rubber band inside because, well, I had to sacrifice it with this thing poking out, but whatever. It basically looks like a trigger pin, so I guess that looks cool. So after that, I made the magwell. Now this gun actually went through a few redesigns, mainly because I made the magwell way too tall, and this section here looked way too short, and the entire top section looked like shit. So yeah. Anyways, still talk about the magwell. Now it has a few similarities with the magwell from my op, which is basically this arch piece here. Other than that, it's basically different. Now we have one hole here, one on the other side. I don't know what this hole is supposed to do on a gun, so I just added it because, well, I saw it had holes in the reference pictures I used, so why not? Anyways, moving on to the magazine. Now, this magazine is 3 wide because of the 5 wide mag, and well, I could not make a dummy bullet for it because I'll show you later what is it called again? I keep forgetting the terms. Ejection port. I'll show you why later. But yeah, this is how the magazine looks. This is what I did. Basically one of those bricks with holes on the side. And this is used to latch on to the mag release. Now that's basically about it for the magazine. We'll move on. This indent here looks pretty cool, I guess. I don't really know what it does on the gun, so yeah. It was built with jumper plates and, well, jumper plates basically. So yeah, moving on to the top. The top section is 4 studs wide, and I used a similar technique on this gun. Well, it's basically the same technique I used on the Mag 10. You can see here and here the slopes. So there's actually a hole you can see through the gun, which bothers me a bit, but it's worth it to create that shape. Anyways, the entire top section is connected via jumper plates. So yeah, and I use these brackets here to make the charging handle much more thicker, because on the reference pictures it's definitely not 1 stud wide, but this part here should be 1 stud wide, so I did this instead. So yeah, I guess it looks pretty cool. Only thing I wish was I could smooth it out with tiles, but that would make it look way too weird, so I kept it that way. Anyways, moving on. These 2 gigantic holes here are what I guess are vents for gas or heat. I'm not sure. The reference pictures, I couldn't get a lot of angles of the gun. The only angles I could get for reference pictures was the left side and the right side. So yeah, can't make it 100% accurate, but from what I imagine, it's probably gas or heat vents to let the gas come out or prevent overheating. I guess it's probably a heat vent instead of a gas vent, because, well, it's a submachine gun. It's not gonna have a lot of recoil. And moving on to the front, I'll show you the iron sights later, hopefully. This is the muzzle brake. So yeah, connects with a axle like so. I built it with brackets. Pretty cool. I like the design a lot, actually. I might use this on a custom gun soon if I think of any ideas. For now, I don't really have ideas. I'm actually feeling kind of burnt out from building guns, so I might take a little break. I'm not sure, but I don't have a lot of stuff to do anyways right now. I only have like schoolwork and some chores, and other than that, not much else to do. And I'm kind of growing tired of playing video games anyways. So yeah, enough about my personal life. Let's move on to the, well, oh yeah, I want to explain or share with you guys how a muzzle brake works. Now, you can see there are holes here. Some muzzle brakes look different and have more holes. What the holes do is let the gas escape from the sides, so that minimizes recoil. That's basically what it does. It minimizes recoil by venting gas towards other directions. So yeah, and this gun, from the pictures, I think it works with a direct blowback system, like basically every other submachine gun. So yeah, you don't really need pistons and stuff for a submachine gun, because they're firing much more smaller caliber with less energy. So yeah, this is the other side, and this is what I'm talking about. The ejection port. Oh god, why is it stuck? So yeah, this thing here is 2 studs wide, but actually it's in the 5 stud wide area, so I had to use the jumper plates for it to connect up to the 4 stud wide area to connect to the charging handle. So yeah. Now what I was talking about for the magazine, I'm going to have to break it in half because it's way too long for me to show you this way. I'll just break it in half to show you much more easily. Now hopefully the charging handle stays back. Now you can see the magazine inside actually. To prove it, I'm going to pull it out, and there we go. So I'm gonna put it back in. So one of the main reasons is, well, the magazine sits way too high and I can't really put a dummy bullet inside, or it would mess with the charging not the charging handle, the bolt. Yes, finally. And one of the reasons the bolt does not completely go back is because, well, this section here, 4 studs wide, this is 5 studs, so that's a problem. But it's just 1 stud wide. It's just a 1 stud space, so I guess I can let that go. Anyways, one thing I forgot to mention, this is actually supposed to be the fire selector. I tried to make it work, but you could probably see there's not a lot of space in here, so yeah. But what it does is, it's like a toggle. You push it up, not a toggle, a switch. Push it up and it stays up. When you want to push it down, it changes the settings. Basically, it works like that. Anyways, moving on to the stock. Looks pretty simple. It's one of those money saving stocks, and it makes the gun a bit front heavy, but it's a submachine gun, won't be too heavy. Anyways, from the pictures, I think the stock is actually foldable. Well, one of the guns this gun is based off is the MPK, and the MPK has a folding stock, so I'd imagine it also has a folding stock. It had this bulge on this side, so I assume it folds. Now, originally I wanted to make it fold, but, well, the stock is already not really sturdy. What's the point of making it fold if it can't stay in place? So yeah, I made a fixed stock instead, but I kept the folding stock aesthetic. Now this here is basically just a cheek riser, because the stock is actually pretty low. And one thing I like a lot about this gun is actually the iron sights. The iron sights look very cool, but I did not 100% did not make it 100% accurate, but I improvised a bit and I made it look good. Not good, just look decent. But I like it, so I'm definitely gonna use this iron sight and the muzzle break on a custom gun. Hopefully soon. Hopefully I don't forget about it. Maybe I'll build it in digital. Just the iron sight, I'll build the iron sight in digital so I won't forget the design, but I don't know. So yeah, pretty simple stock, not much to it. Now I'll try to show you the iron sights to show you how and why I like it. Basically looks like an off-brand HK sight. Oh god, I don't think I can. Alright, don't worry. I can't pull it out. Okay, I'll use the other camera. Give me 1 sec. Alright, and we're back. So now I'll attempt to show you the iron sights. Can't really see though. This side here, yeah. So this is how the iron sights look. Now on the in-game model, the iron sight, this section here is actually round, but of course, there aren't any, how wide is this? 3x4, I think? There aren't a lot of, if any, 3x4 round pieces in Lego, so of course I had to improvise, and this is the best I could come up with considering the parts I have. So yeah, that's basically about it for this build. So yeah, thanks for watching. See you guys next time. Hi there. Thank you for watching till the end. I want to borrow a few more minutes of your time, so hopefully you can listen. If you want to listen, you can stay. So anyways, I'm going to use this section to talk to you guys about a few things about my channel. So anyways, let's move on. So some of you might notice in the intro section of my videos, I usually do a first-person inspect clip, basically doing what the Call of Duty video game character does when you press the inspect button, basically inspect the gun. Hopefully you guys like it. I do like doing it, at least. So anyways, to the main point, some of you might notice that the quality of the inspect clip keeps changing. That's because, well, I'm with the camera stands I'm working with. It's kind of hard to do it sometimes with some of the sizes of the gun. I have no problem doing it with smaller guns like pistols or smaller submachine guns, but when the guns get bigger, it's gonna be a bit harder. So hopefully you guys understand that, but I think I've found a good setup, so hopefully I can maintain this setup and the quality can have a consistency, if you know what I mean. So yeah, that's about it. Oh yeah, and one more thing. Some of my newer videos have a sort of have an intro where I basically have a camera shot of the gun. I'm not going to put that in this video. Well, if you guys like that section, you can say it in the comments. I think it kinda ruins the video, so I'm going to remove it unless you guys like it. If you guys like it, say that in the comments. I will bring that back, but for now I'm going to remove that. Plus it saves me much more time. So yeah, that's basically the second point I wanted to say. And one more thing about this video, it was sort of a pain in the ass to film, because mainly I kept saying the wrong things near the start of the video, and it sounded really weird. Sorry about that, because, well, I don't know if you guys can notice by my accent, if there is one. It sounds pretty weird, right? Well, that's because English isn't my first language, but yeah. That's basically about it, so sorry for that. Anyways, just a fun fact about the video. It was a pain in the ass to film. I was getting so irritated. It's not like I do not know the meanings. It's sometimes that my tongue gets sort of twisted and I say the wrong things or stutter a bit. So yeah, thank you, I guess. See you guys next time.